Hey everybody, welcome to Pocket Dragon Pub. My name is Holly, and I will be the game master tonight. Tonight we are playing Orbital Blues and telling the story of the fabric of the universe. I'm excited to tell a fantastic story with this incredible table. Let's find out more about our storytellers. And so, players, give your name, your social media handle, and the name of the character that you're playing tonight, and a fun tidbit. Make it good. I like juicy stuff. And then just popcorn it over to another player. And Jason, I'm starting with you. Sorry.
You bastard. Hi, I'm Graphical Rodent. He, him. You can find me most places under Graphical Rodent. I am playing Deacon, the lovesick bounty hunter cowboy, who's also the devil's right hand. He has a not so great relationship with parental figures. Bunny.
Right to the bunny. I am Bishy Bunny. They, them. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch and all the various places as Bishy Bunny. For some reason or another, no one ever took that name. Interesting. I am playing both Rose and Thorn. Two characters, one body. As far as a juicy secret, not so much a secret as an observation, which is right now Thorn is thinking how difficult it would be to kill everyone on the planet if they walk through the door one at a time. And whether or not it would mess things up on the ship. Probably would. And popcorn to Lizzie.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today I am playing Lizzie, our femme fatale, lonely heart, and her pronouns are she, her as well. A little fun fact about her, she makes a point to never use the same name twice.
A little bit. Okay, fantastic. Thank you all for joining me at the table today. Are you guys ready to play a game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do it. This is episode 2 of, I believe, a series of 6. And what happened last time? I'm going to give a quick little rundown. Is my friends, they found themselves a pilot and essentially the muscle of the group. And they found themselves pulled to a planet called Calypso 4 at the behest of a former, we'll call them a colleague, acquaintance. I mean, she gives you guys jobs a lot of times, and a lot of times they end pretty as easily as they started. This one, however, you guys have found yourself in the middle of recovering a person. And now you're in your ship, and your ship has a literal and metaphorical boot on it. They do not want you to leave because you're messing with their perfect society.
If Deacon had a nickel for every time he had a boot on his vehicle, he'd have 10 cents, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Excellent. The team also got to kind of witness the dichotomy that is Rose and Thorn. And Thorn is currently in play, correct, Bunny?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Yes. And yes, so that's where we'll start. And in this moment, because we are very sad Nate isn't here, Our Nova she is currently in the cockpit trying to figure out how that we can get this to work. And Deacon, what are you doing?
Now, as I recall, like what passes for law enforcement is outside the ship at the current moment, yeah?
Yes.
I feel like I'm sort of like turning over like small cargo containers and getting ready by the main entrance.
You're like, no.
Making sure I got rounds in my chambers.
Right? Mary, what's Lizzie doing?
I think right now she's having Pumbaa be able to, or Timon, not Pumbaa. That's the name of our ship. Oh, man.
Right? You're in the warthog.
I am in the warthog. No, I'll talk to Timon and trying to get any info on law here. That because she's the kind of person that will argue tooth and nail and will like read through things with a fine comb to find whatever loophole she can. So I think right now she's trying to get as much info on this planet's system of law before they're taken off the ship.
Bunny, what is Thorn doing?
Thorn is pacing back and forth and chewing on her fingertips and muttering to herself. And she's literally going, okay, we could kill them. We could kill them, but no, they'll shoot the ship. They'll shoot the ship. The ship is safety. They'll shoot the ship. Can't shoot the ship. Hostage. We could take a hostage. What if they don't like them? What if they don't like the hostage? Well, we could kill them, take another hostage. And it's just muttering and is trying to figure out things. And then she kind of turns around and tilts her head and starts looking very hard and perhaps unsettlingly.
So Lizzie, we'll start with you. Timon you ask for any history or laws or anything that could be beneficial here. And actually what you find is actually a little more than you bargained for. Timon is fantastic at their job. They're really upset that they can't get this ship off the ground right now. And so they are scouring not only that, but they're doing multitudes of trying to figure out, with Nova, how to get y'all in the air. And what you end up receiving is what would be like, I would say, a relatively small history book that outlines how Calypso 4 came to be, and ultimately how everything is fine, that everything is very equal here, everything has a purpose here, it's a very much strangely harmonious. It doesn't feel as authentic as they would like it to seem, but it basically is the rough draft of how they implemented the ability to have peace. And like it was said last time, they follow an algorithm basically, but it was created by a group called the Minute Militia, Eminem, I just had to. And it basically is these group of thinkers. They are not necessarily your typical militia with guns and firearms and that type of thing. They basically created this algorithm, but it strikes up how even when it was trying to be implemented at first, it didn't necessarily go off without a hitch, because we all know how people and humans especially can be, where it's like, oh yes, this is a great idea, but it requires action and follow through, and a lot of times people are not willing to do that. But it also, it's relatively short, and I'm not joking, and we're talking just like like a little more than a pamphlet, less than like a small chapter book, but in the end it kind of comes down to how the fact that their original group members essentially dissolved is how they put it, but it follows up with that they weren't really seen or heard from again after creating this algorithm. Some people believe that they went on to share their knowledge with other planets and species, extraterrestrial life, all of those things. And then some people, rumors in space are vast, but this is one that holds true because Calypso is such a anomaly that some people, say, oh yeah, life is great on Calypso as long as you do what you're told. Life is good on Calypso as long as you don't want to get ahead, those types of things. But it talks about how that essentially dissolved because there was no need for it. But you know from your traveling that the rumors are that something else happened. But essentially, Timon it gives you all of this brief history, of like this group of people that created this algorithm, and strangely enough, like it was perfect. And if you follow it, it's perfect. And it still gives you the impression that it did when you got off of the ship the first time, where it's like, here's the tour, this is us. And Timon says to you, well, that's strange. It specifically says, do not kill, do not steal, do not lie. And statistically, they are correct. Statistically, this exists here. But hold on one second. And you kind of get a moment where Timon says, there's something that I can't get through. And he said, with your permission, may I send it to you?
Yes.
Within just a few seconds, you receive a file. This is like hella encryption. This is like, there's a good chance that the file will end up being corrupt because of the attempts to get in. Like, this is like self-destructing type of file. But Timon goes, I can't get in it, but I know that you're better than I am, Miss Lizzie. Anything else?
Not at the moment. Maybe if you can start padding everyone on the ship's alias, just to make it a little bit harder for them to figure out.
Perfect. I shall do that, my lady. And he is like with Nova, also like kind of like fudging the records, even if they look like a few months back, it's gonna have everybody's aliases. And Thorn, Timon does not have an alias for you, and so they give you a name. And it's not very good, because despite Timon's best efforts, to him this makes sense. And it's just, instead of Rose, it's just Rosie. Like, it's like that's your only name. You don't have like a second name. You don't have a last name either. So it's like ambiguity is the key here. Like, and Deacon, what is your alias? Like, if there was another name that you went by, what is it?
I feel like he's probably got quite a few. The one he probably hasn't used in this sector yet is, let's say it's Carl Bishop.
Not Carl.
With a K.
Oh, good. Thank you for clarifying that. Now I have to write it down different. And Lizzie, what name are you using?
Let's see. I think today we'll be using Diana Goodwin. That sounds nice and proper for this planet.
Excellent. As you guys are essentially fortifying, getting ready, to make this plan of like, if we're getting caught, we don't want to tell them who we are, but if we can, we want to leave. And for you guys, these people who are pursuing you, they don't have guns. Like, this place legitimately is like the honor system, like did you do what you said you did, like that type of thing. And they do, however, go to open the ship, like the hatch door or whatever, and it's literally like a group of 5. They are dressed very similarly to the people that were in that building in all white, and they look at Rose and they say, you, please stop, we just want to talk.
You can talk from where you're at.
When they say that to Thorn sort of like gets like, she crouches in a way that would put her on all fours, except she's got sort of like the musculature to just kind of get into a very feral position. And she just sort of like looks at all of them and is like, then talk, but say something worth your life.
And
Liz will catch a frantic bit of eye contact from Deacon at that. What if we brought on the ship?
Listen, that person that you have taken as our guest, I know it looked, and you see one kind of step forward, and it's like, I know it looked worse than it was. She's really strong and really angry.
But I guess if she's causing so much trouble for you all, wouldn't it be better for the health, safety, and piece of the planet for us to take her off your hands.
And you, the one that has stepped forward, is like, you make a very good point. I'm not gonna fight you on it, but we need her.
Your need does not supersede her will.
Icarus kind of leans towards Lizzie a bit, and it was like, where did you get them?
I don't know yet.
They're fantastic. Like,
Bit complicated, but that's something to figure out later. Why do they want you so bad?
well, to be honest, I just got some information that they would rather me not have.
If I left you with this file for 5 minutes, could you open it?
I can't say that I could, but I do know somebody who probably can.
Okay.
Problem is, we have to go back inside the town.
Ain't that a fresh spot of hell?
What do you mean you don't like too long? I don't understand. And the particular man who stepped forward, he said, we just need one thing from her. We don't intend to hurt her. She just was hurting us, and that's why she was in chains. And Icarus is like, yeah, no, that's totally what happened. Like, like complete cooperation. She's like, I don't want to be here, but
Thorn turns to Icarus. What do you want?
well, me and my crew, we believe that knowledge is power. And they just didn't want me to leave with the knowledge that I have. But if I give it to you guys and they don't know, maybe y'all could put it out or pass it along. And I will go with them willingly. I mean, to be fair, I went with them willingly before. They just really annoyed me. Like, this is like somebody who's like got that composure until she doesn't anymore. Like, she's like, you have pissed me off. Like, I can't take it. And then like her weapon and her way of communication are like, is a punch to the face. Like, she's like, I'm done. Like,
Thorn looks to the man and moves a little closer in a very sort of semi-threatening way. The sort of the large containers that Deacon had moved over to kind of give us a little bit of cover. She very easily pushes them aside as though they weren't even there. And then looks him dead in the eye. No chains.
so you're aiming to intimidate, I assume, yes?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. You do this. This guy, as you get square up next to them and you look in his eyes, you can see that though Thorn is present, this is a very green, sheltered person. Like the fact that they're you have absolutely scared them. They have not really experienced anything like this. As they live in a world where yes, fear probably exists, but it's more along the lines of it's a healthy fear. Don't put cement blocks on your feet, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where he actually begins to kind of and is for once lost for words, and he can't get it out, and he's and he just says, okay, it's all that he could get out. You could see it's doing the whole I'm trying to get this out, and all it got was okay. Okay.
This is my place of safety. Please leave, and then we will send her out, and then let us go. Please.
And the four of them are they kind of look at each other briefly. They're well, this isn't protocol. This isn't what we're supposed to do. But they both all four of them end up agreeing shortly after they get what looks like some kind of ping on like a communicator of some sort, and they're like, these are satisfactory terms. We will be outside.
Thorn just continues to watch them as they leave until they leave.
Like the one that you intimidated is like, don't look at them, don't look at them, don't look at them. Like just trying to get out as fast as possible.
Once they're out, Deacon will turn to the rest of the crew and say, one problem with this wonderful kumbaya we've arranged is that we are being paid to escort Icarus off of this planet.
Quite frankly, that was a trap, Deacon. We were never supposed to survive that. We were supposed to be taken too. Why would Mac want you and us taken out? And she's gonna look directly at Icarus.
Mackenzie, she did this. Okay, it makes a lot more sense. Mackenzie's actually the reason I'm also here. She's the one that gave me the tidbit, the knowledge that they don't want me having. I mean, wouldn't it be simpler though just to put it into the ether instead of telling one person and then having another group of persons come?
So
Like
what the hell is this, like some sort of retirement program for merch she no longer has a use for?
Retirement program. That's really funny, Deacon. I'm gonna keep that one up here. And Icarus, she kind of sits and thinks on it, and it would be, here's a little bit of a lore drop that I have. It's no surprise. This is space that was colonized by humans, and it was like, that's about it. Like, nothing was taken care of. And it has allowed security groups and corporations, good and bad and the like, to kind of take over pieces of planets, entire planets, pieces of a galaxy. You know, there's a reason the space marauders or space pirates exist, and they kind of rebuke the system in general. But you all know, being bounty hunters, a lot of space pirates or space marauders, they tend to also have a lot of bounty hunters. That's kind of how they get like to and from, is like they'll pick up an odd job here and there. And when we think pirates, we don't think pirates in the sense of like horrible things like pillaging and plundering, even though those things do happen from time to time. These are basically just those who don't want to be a part of the system. They are a group of, people who found each other and became very like-minded, and they all created their own systems. And
they're One Piece pirates.
They are. Thank you.
Like Han Solo the Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, like they are definitely along the lines of like, but there's, unlike One Piece, there's not this One Piece that everyone's looking for. The one thing everyone is always looking for is what? Freedom. And next to freedom would be love. And these are people who have dedicated their lives to working as a cohesive group with each other to find those things. And there has been whispers that have kind of turned into talking that a lot of pirate clans, a lot of their captains have been either taken hostage or taken for information. Some of them have been returned, some of them have not. And ultimately, when you ask this, Icarus looks at you guys and goes, well, to be honest with you, there's been quite an upheaval. I mean, even within the Hyperion system, there have been people who said they'd had enough. And, we support that cause. But it's every time that those folks or the people who live there feel like they are gaining, there's always a new corporation to come in, or there is a security group that gets hired and ultimately keeps these people under their thumb. So if I know Mac, I guarantee this is related to that somehow. It has to be. Listen, that whole thing with Donna, glad that's over with. That was a mess. But I'll tell you what, ever since, she's been great. And I can't put together why she would put me here with y'all. other than this information that they know. And you guys, as she finishes up that sentence, you kind of hear like over an intercom system, it's like, peace is sought by good faith, 10 minutes. And it's not a timer necessarily that something bad is going to happen, but they're asking like, hey, like, we walked out. We're ready. Give us our person.
We got the pistols, we keep the pesos.
Right.
You know, playing of pacifists, we have a robot that can apparently rip people in half.
throw chairs and beat people
Yeah,
to death.
Choose your own adventure carefully.
Right.
Lizzie's gonna ask Timon, are there any records of negotiating a freedom here? Like, is there any process of like when they want someone to stay here, of being able to apply to leave, or basically, because I don't think she's necessarily comfortable with just leaving Icarus here.
Correct. So, actually, no, there isn't. This is why this is a very odd place. They don't have what would be considered like, crime statistics. Like, that just doesn't exist here. And truly, most people that you ran into or even enter, like even through like watching the tour and stuff, most people are happy is going to be the term I'm going to use. Calm is a better word of it, like balanced. The fact that Thorn made this random grunt essentially feel an extreme emotion is not something that you would see here. Like, people are all very even keeled, and that's, living in a world where there's such disparity and stuff that you guys have all seen and experienced. To see such an even keeled place is menacing, regardless of like if it was good or bad or not. Like, it's all like, it just gives you the heebie-jeebies.
What are they going to do to you?
Well, I mean, it's a big reason why I didn't want to go with them necessarily, but I chose to go with them. It actually protected my crew, is that. And quick question, Thorn, are your eyes still red?
Yes, they're still sort of sparking, though they're a little. They're sort of. It's not so much that they're calmer, but there's almost like she's getting tired, honestly.
Okay.
Because she's not used to being in charge this long,
Got it.
especially where she has to think a lot.
Got it. Basically, she goes on to explain, which this is not that, it's not necessarily memory wiping, it's like memory extraction. There have been, she's like, Icarus is like, I believe that is what they're wanting to do with me, which is why I fought them once I got here. I can't believe that you guys are here. The timing was impeccable.
What could you possibly know that would make them want to rip it out of your head? But from all appearances, they can't hurt a fly.
It's actually about the planet that they live on and the way that they live. The peace is real. Like, what they have is, the equality is real, but so is the cost. And the cost is genuine freedom, creativity, influence is capped here. There's no citizen that may accumulate disproportionate power in any way, whether that's popularity, whether that's actual power, whether it's financial.
Well, someone ought to tell them that their power to abduct random citizens should be capped.
Indeed. But
Good
I don't
call.
think.
I'm just as happy shooting this whole planet.
Well, I
out
mean,
if
I
you
don't
want
think
to
I
stay.
have to tell you this. I'm pretty sure it's a cult too.
Yeah, I got a whiff of those vibes when we landed. If I didn't know better, I'd say the entire population was hopped up on antidepressants.
It's got this free serotonin floating around. Who has that? But and Icarus is like, also after spending about 2 weeks here, I've found, I think those guys in all white, like everyone that's in all white, is what's considered the Minute Militia now.
Deacon's gonna file that away. Aim for white.
Right. But they don't seem very military-esque, if you ask me. And she says that ultimately she believes that there are a lot of that while people look and seem like they're thriving, that there are actually a lot of people unhappy about being here, where they can't capitalize, which is a terrible word to use here, but they can't push themselves further. Like the plot of land or the building that they have is theirs and they don't get anything more. And it's not about monopolizing, it's about having the ability to expand when necessary.
Got a real public good versus private welfare situation going on.
Right. And I was told no one ran this planet, but I'm starting to think there was more to that than even the minute militia. Like there's more to this than them. Well, y'all met Creed. Somehow he's in this mess, but I actually think he was doing what I was trying to do. And then you hear a 5 minutes.
Well, come out when we're ready. Now you're saying, if my ears didn't deceive me, that Mac knows this tidbit of information that you know as well?
Well, she is the one that sent me the file that ultimately led them to my crew and myself.
And Deacon will address this to Lizzie. I mean, what's the over-under on the fact that Mac is knuckles deep in this entire affair?
That's truly your question, Deacon.
It's one of many.
I think that it is odd. They may say that they let off that sound bomb to try and help us, but if anything, it would just get us caught in the mix. I don't see how this isn't trying to clean things up. I could be wrong, though. You know me, I usually err on the side that someone's screwing me over rather than someone's helping.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this is an instance of Mac infiltrating something new, or was Mac in on the ground floor of this nonsense?
Oh, I'm sure of that. Mac's quite talented with how many things that she's involved in.
Thorn sort of pinches her nose for a moment. Okay, do we stay here and unravel, or do we go to this Mac person, ask why she did it, and then, depending on her answer, unravel her?
There'll be a reckoning with Mac, to be sure, but we're gonna have to get off this friggin' hellhole to get there in the first place.
And
Icarus, what's your play here? Are you looking to stay forever? You want us to extract you again?
She looks at Lizzie and says, me and the Iron Maidens, we definitely have some tricks up our sleeve. She says, but the person that I know could decode this is in there. I got friends in all places. She kind of lets you know, yeah, she's been in a place where she's but she's been here 2 weeks and they haven't already pulled that information out of her head. And she's it doesn't, and she, there's a plan here. So what you decide to do is up to y'all.
who would be able to unlock that?
She kind of frames it as, she says, well, one of the older original founding members of Calypso still exists here, and that is who I'm going to seek out. I mean, and now I'm not in chains, I can, so.
You really trust them not to put you right back in chains when you walk off of here?
I don't think they have a choice. And she kind of smiles at you and gives you a wink and is and she is, again, I want to reiterate, less than 5 foot. She's totally ripped. This girl could crack some heads if she wanted.
Look, I'm already in love. You don't have to sell it.
Just remember, I told them no chains. If they give you chains, don't hurt them. End them.
And this corner smile kind of shoots up on Icarus's face, and she's like, is Thorn standing?
Yeah.
Okay. If you'll allow it, Icarus just grabs you by the hand and kind of clasps it and is like, the Iron Maidens could definitely use someone like yourself. And she says, "Thank you." And she goes to open the door, and she walks out, and you hear over the intercom across the ship, you hear Nova basically state, "Hey, Boot's gone."
What just happened? Where am I? Rose starts looking around.
Rose, everything's fine. We made it back to the ship. It's all right. Here, sit. Timon, can you brew some tea?
Gladly, milady. And Deacon, do you want coffee?
Yes, please.
Always have to be complicated order. It's not a complicated order at all, but Timon is like, anyway, to shove it to Deacon right now. And yeah, as that happens, you hear, "It'll be waiting for you in," I was about to say the defect because that's what I know it as, but that's not what it's called. That's what it's going to be. Yeah, like that's what my brain was like, that's not what that is.
The captain's mess. It's captain's mess. She can clean
Yeah.
it up. I will say, by the way, she went from Thorn to Rose the moment Icarus had that moment of connection with her. This is not something that it honestly, for anybody who's a real good study of character, probably noticed that Thorn was both very happy and very uncomfortable with that feeling and couldn't process it, so she switched to Rose. Also, you asked me to ask.
Yes.
Can I get, well, not can I get, but I feel like Thorn and Rose get 1 blues for terrifying that one person because that's on the bloodthirsty list.
Yes.
And then another one because of the gap in memory.
Absolutely. That is totally fine.
Right,
Yes.
thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any blues that they would want to get or believe they touched on? And it's okay if you haven't, because there'll be plenty of opportunities, but
Yeah, I don't think that would have triggered anything for Deacon.
that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think anything yet has happened, but we're
Good, okay.
close.
We're close. You're good.
He's a little upset there wasn't more violent.
Sorry. I know, right?
Rose got most of it with the goddamn chair.
I know, the chair foo was really what did it. You hear Nova come over, or actually you hear Timon come over the intercom, and you hear, "Ready for takeoff."
We're going?
Yeah, apparently. Now, we have a copy of this file, yeah, so we're looking for someone. Okay.
You guys can look for someone, as well as Icarus try and find someone. Like, that's not an issue at all. Yeah.
Well, Lizzie, got any contacts?
Let me double check. She'll just kind of look through and see if there's anyone that she knows of that would possibly be able to help in this situation.
So, what I would say is that since you're getting and pulling pieces, not only of since you've been looking up information about Calypso 4, you absolutely are very familiar with another planet in this system, and it's called Arathusra X. It is what you would imagine to be the opposite of a place that's high tech, but somehow it really is. It is a planet that is mostly water, but it has floating cities, drifting trade flotillas. These are things, but a lot of people come here to trade because while they have a lot of what would be considered your average seafaring exports, textiles and lumber and such still come in here because pretty much live on act ships or floating cities pretty much their whole life. Land does exist, but it's not really, there's not enough to build. There's an island, and yes, that's great, you can go there and stuff, but it's not a place to build a life because the life is built around this idea of living on water. That is one place. And then there's also Chemo 3, which is, it's literally always has a sea storm is going on, heavy rains. It's the place that has all the lightning across the sky constantly, but it is also known for the weaponry, the androids, fine metals and materials and things that they are tech headquarters essentially in this system. there. That is also an option.
I'll list out. So would you prefer storm or no land at all?
Well, storm can mask an approach, but it also can complicate an escape.
Then you hear
I mean-
Timon kind of pop over, and Timon's like, "You were always talking about leaving."
Found a place worth staying.
Did you say the second place had like a lot of like androids and technology and all of that?
Yes.
I hate to say this, especially since we have such a good one on this ship, but artificial intelligence kind of scares me. I never know what they're thinking, you know?
Oh, sweet Rose. Everyone's like, okay.
You can
We're in the
avoid
same
that one
camp.
if that would make you more fun.
Also, I don't think
Nope,
I've
down it is.
seen water in a while. Didn't we come from like a basically a desert?
So
That's-
yeah, Helia 1 is like a living sun planet. Yeah, it's like deserts and dry and bright, and then you come to Calypso and it's like this lush like garden of earth, basically. Like yeah, so Arathusra X, which I need to really share this system with you guys. I keep forgetting to do that. I'm really sorry. It is the second largest planet, like I said. And like hurricanes happen here still just the same, storms happen, flooding types, like these are all things that like are just really part of the way of life, that when you're unexperienced in that, like that can kind of like overwhelming, but you know that here like this place literally made things. I kind of like had this idea of like how I imagine Waterworld, but like not as like intensely scary, like but yes, you are very familiar. There is a space station called the Bantam Brine Gate, and it is, as you go, like Nova goes to enter coordinates, you know, with Timon's help, like because Timon's kind of showing Nova all the things, and it pops up, and you know, Nova sees like this 3D image of it, and it, like most things, you guys do have a beat up hunk of junk warship. However, it still has the ability to pick out a planet and tell you like would manage it, like what company is in charge currently. That's very important information when you are traveling the galaxy. And this
Yeah, 'cause
actually
I'm pretty
popped
sure there's at least
Okay.
one company that would wreck it on site. I know of one.
and this one in particular is managed by Holland Oates Ltd. Yeah. and you kind of just get like a quick rundown of like their philosophy is that they like no dominates, no pirate king rises for long. Like this is not necessarily a place of equality, a place of equalizing. Like like anyone who might become on top, sorry, you can't stay there, someone's gonna top you, like but yes, citizens you know, no storm goes unmanaged. Traders typically trust Holland Oates. Pirates avoid provoking them. I just had to say it like that, I'm sorry. Citizens
The
rarely
company, Holland Oak.
yeah. Rarely think about Holland Oates like as or a company. They're not what would be outwardly bad, so like people look at them negatively, like that just doesn't exist here. But people don't look at them either and go, oh, they're the greatest in the world, very similar to how Calypso 4 was. It's not like that, but that's exactly how like Holland Oates likes it. Like they don't necessarily care if people like them, but they know that people don't hate them, so that's good enough.
They're like
And
the second biggest company. They're no one's least favorite, but they're no one's favorite.
right, exactly. They are middle of the road, which is nice. But the one thing that kind of Nova takes time and sends to everybody's like comms, including yours, Rose, is that citizens in this particular place believe that they prevent mega storms and like catastrophic flooding, which is true. Like it is known that these do this, but that's not all that they do. And that is like a tidbit of information that is given to you like over your comms. Basically like what I would consider a mini paragraph of a text that's like, hey, this is where we're heading. Yeah, so you guys set course. It shouldn't take too long. That's a great place to take a break. And we'll be back in like 10 minutes or so and refill your drink, grab a snack, and we'll find out what happens next when we return. And welcome back.
Hey.
Yes, so our crew, which at some point I feel like we're gonna have to name, give names
The
somehow,
ne'er-do-wells.
right? Something. We are making our descent, our voyage to Arathusra X, and are you guys going to dock at the space station first? I will tell you, because of and you guys would all know this, but because of the nature of, being in water, on water constantly, not everyone is fully equipped to handle that. However, docking at the station can prepare for that, but it can also serve as a hub to get what you need off of the planet. So that is up to you guys. It's also what we're gonna call a ferry ship. A ship that kind of there's stuff that goes back and forth constantly between the space station and the planet, if you don't want to take the Warhog, you don't have to, but you can if you want.
I mean, I really like the idea of a splashdown warthog floating in the water.
I sort of hesitate to bring this up, but I can't swim. I don't think I can anyway.
And so, Rose, you hear, after you say that, Timon kind of comes on and is like, here is some examples and a manual. This is how to swim. And it's one of those old school ones. I'm really dating myself right now by doing this, but it's one of those old school pamphlets that has what to do with your feelings, and it's all one bright color with I have to find a picture of this later, but yes, it's how to swim down. Yeah, right. But it's basically a version of that for you, Rose, where I think Timon, as smart as Timon is, has kind of caught on to what's happening with you and doesn't want to necessarily break that wall for you yet. I think Timon, as annoyed as he is by Deacon, is very adept the gentleness of figuring things out on your own.
Didn't take that approach when I was learning how to fly the ship, though.
And Timon is that's because you did not listen, did not do when I said. And
I learned by doing, not hearing.
How sensitive is Timon to sensing things that are going on in the ship?
So I would say Timon is an AI essentially. So he's very in tune with the ship for sure. But as far as the folks on the ship, it definitely lies in time. But I think even just kind of witnessing through Lizzie's eyes and Deacon's eyes, what was happening with Thorn back on Calypso and all those things, I think that gets stored for them, and they essentially are able to piece it together. It's not that they're sensitive to your emotions. I think they're sensitive to your plight, knowing that they themselves are AI, but they are, I'm going to say, semi-sentient. They recognize that they're an AI, but they know that they're just an AI. They're not an actual entity.
Would they register Rose's weight?
No,
okay.
That is not something at all that they would pick up on at all.
Okay.
I think the way in which you move those cargo boxes and stuff with ease absolutely was registered. So I know that they recognize that you are more than meets the eye.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
But yes, so Timon sends that to you, gives Deacon a hard time, and tells Lizzie. So I intercepted eventually that was given to you. It was Mac. I didn't play it because I didn't know how everyone else would react. It's not very long.
Ramon, yeah, I do think this is something probably everyone should hear, just in case it could be relevant. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Of course. Anything else you need from me here? I have some internal repairs I must do.
Just keep an eye out for anything strange going on, or else take care of yourself. Take time off.
Oh, I'm never off, my lady. And with that, Timon is gone and doing internal repairs because the hole in which they were able to put a boot on going to fix. So, so one thing about having an adapting AI is that they can figure these things out and you don't have to. Did you guys decide if you want to go to the space station or not?
I don't think that Lizzie cares. She's usually prefers the options with less facial recognition tracking. So, but she'll go wherever the majority decide.
Deacon's inclined to plot our own course down and evade as much official scrutiny as possible.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would say that, like, Deacon and Nova probably, like, in the interim, like, you know, kind of figure out the best way to get to surface without, you know, ruining the warthog, without, you know, causing any more external or internal damage that would be possible. So yeah, Rose, you have a preference whether you would like to go to the space station or...
She doesn't know enough. Like, I mean, this is literally going to be the first time that she's ever seen like an ocean of any amount whatsoever. So she's pretty much just going to go along with wherever it is that everybody else goes.
Okay.
She's very fascinated by the idea of it.
I would say Nova is absolutely interested in plopping the warhog down on the surface, mostly because it's a challenge that they can arise to, and they like to push the edge, so they're like, let's do this.
I
And
imagine the
somehow,
rest of you, like, down in the ship, just all of a sudden hear, like, rockabilly music start blaring out of the cockpit.
yeah, I'm going to roll for Nova. Jason, I would like you to roll for Deacon. I guess I'll call it a savvy roll. We'll just do a flat savvy roll just because I think I would like to see that you guys actually have plotted a successful course, and then it'll decide where you land if you don't.
Total of 11.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you got an 8. All right, I had to like do the quick math. My brain was not working. Nova rolled an 8 based off of her savvy. And so you guys absolutely successfully managed to get yourselves through this atmosphere. Don't have to necessarily register with the space station, although they are aware of your entrance just because they are the main gate. You guys managed to make it to what would be considered one of the many ports of Arathusra. And as you kind of hit, what does it look like when you guys hit water, Deacon?
It's one of those things where, like, if we're all in the cockpit, anyone who's like space flight would be nervous because it looks like we're coming down insanely fast. But like, I want to say, like, there's little wings on the outside of the ship that deploy and they go for like atmosphere. And at the last second, they kind of fold down and break the water first, which slows us down, and then we just sort of like nestle in and then
Like,
coast
I
right up
imagine,
to a dock.
yeah,
Yeah.
like tink, 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 and like you bob then, like you just sit there like a bobber. Perfect. Executed flawlessly with minimal damage, so that's great. You're on
Minimal
Arthur's, right? So the space station is known as the Bantam Brine Gate. This is the Bantam Brine port, as it's the easiest one to get into, the largest one. It's kind of come and go as type of thing. No papers will be checked here, so.
Exactly what we like. Nova, keep those engines for.
And you get a roger that from Nova. Upon your entrance into the atmosphere of Arathusra X, you also absolutely recognize the 4 moons, which are aptly named Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and My Girl Friday. Basically, they look like your average moons. Just want to point that out there. They're one thing that would definitely pop up in that information that was given to you is that their orbits are very erratic. They're not the same every time. And that is a given here on Arathusra. And as you guys have managed to squash your way into this port, your cargo bay door drops and are on what I would consider a boat ramp.
Deacon takes a deep breath off air in 1 week.
God, there's so much fresh air.
Hang on.
And you hear Timon reach out to you, Lizzie, and he's like, isn't now a good time?
Yes, I think so. And she'll just address everybody. Before we head out, apparently Mac has a nice little video message for us.
Oh, is that our burn notice?
We'll
Right.
find out.
When this message comes through, Rose, you only know Mac because she reached out, like she found you. But this is probably the first time that you're getting like a real glimpse at her. She has long brown hair. She is also in all white. She is like a tall svelte. She's like a strong svelte. Like she has the muscles that work, but like her muscles, like a ballerina. That was it. Ballerina strong is what she is. Like she comes over and she said, well, that didn't really go as planned. I swear I didn't set you up. Icarus, yes, you guys know. I needed her out of there. and I just wanted to say I was sorry. Hopefully you'll hear from me soon. And that's it. And it goes black, and she's left it to you guys.
Rose leans over to Lizzie and goes, "What did she do?"
When we were at the meeting point, where we got the different drinks, you got your shake.
Yeah, it was a good shake.
There was a sound bomb that went off. Your body went into protection mode, and what I was able to sense took care of you in that way.
She's looking at you very confused.
I know that might sound strange, but you have someone very strong on your side that wants to protect you no matter what, somewhere in there.
Did we leave them on the planet? On Calypso?
No. Maybe someday you'll be able to meet.
That's not the first time someone who has promised to protect me left me alone afterwards. It's okay.
Thorn never leaves you alone.
It does not look like she registered the name, but something has definitely occurred. It's almost like hearing a computer that is chugging on something that it cannot possibly process, and I would not mind getting a blues for that.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of making note of that, of like, okay.
Write that down.
What color are Rose's eyes normally?
They are a brilliant emerald green. They're actually a little too bright. Like now that you've kind of probably gleaned on the fact of how red her eyes were, now you can kind of notice, because it literally says in the afterburner that they've never been able to get the eyes perfect, that they're always a little too bright or a little too glossy, and now you can kind of see it.
Deacon's just gonna kind of whisper to Lizzie, "It's be careful. We want to keep paint on top more than red, if you know what I'm talking about."
Painfully aware. Look, all that I'm saying is that you're safe, you are all right, you're not alone.
She smiles at that very brightly.
We were able to get off the island, or not island, planet, and
Same thing, really, on a larger scale.
really need to find an island that is not
Culty.
terrible.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys step off the ship, and this would be like this is what I would consider to be a floating trade city. This is like the idea of like a farmer's market on crack. Like there's stands everywhere, like a bazaar of stuff. Like if there's something here that you want, it literally is like the whole island. And so a lot of times people come here and they end up spending like a month, or longer, because they're looking for this particular thing that they're looking for, or they're trying to find out where, because there are no maps. That's the one thing about this place, is that it floats, it moves, so nothing is going to stay the same. They said, to hell with maps.
This might be a bad time to ask. We didn't get paid, did we?
I don't think the job is done yet.
Okay.
That's what I love about you, Lizzie. Always looking on the bright side.
Trying to get us to survive. As she's just resituating, you can tell, like those that have been around her, constantly has a plan going, but this has shaken her in a way where like there's like a little crack in the armor, where this was too close of a call that we just went through, and she feels like she's constantly looking behind. That would be a little bit more obvious than she cares to admit.
I was curious because and she lifts up her shirt. I don't know what that means, and I thought it might be nice to take one. And she's got a shirt that says cheeseburger in paradise.
Like it. I like it.
If you'll let Deacon pick up on that, Lizzie, like he'll just kind of set a reassuring hand on his shoulders and, "Don't worry, Lizzie. I'm nice in the hole."
Very much hope it never has to come to that. I'm gonna take a blues because she is let out emotions that are real and not fake.
That are
not
real.
A lie.
I will take one as well, because that ace in the hole plays into his thing.
Absolutely. And I want to remind you guys, the titles that you got don't necessarily mean you're like just place. If you can find a way to use, like, say you are the devil's right hand, like find a way to play that, then do that. And I will also allow that, bring it up, because I think use that to your advantage in rolls as well. But yes.
Lizzie, I'm sorry, not Lizzie. Rose literally snaps her fingers when she hears that, you saying that. And then she points at you, Deacon, and goes, asshole, right? That's what you said. People like, so you're hurt. Okay. So I was completely off base, and I am sorry. I was thinking something totally different. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking to Timon a lot, I'm sure Timon would agree.
Yes, Ace Hole. There we go.
He's gonna let that slide because he literally saw you like kill 3 people with a chair.
Like the fear of not knowing is enough to be like, that's fine. You call me whatever you like. Perfect. So I will say that as big as this R is, as big as this giant farmer's market is, it is relatively easy to kind of figure out the direct go. It is, the way that I see it is like over here are like, or like perishable items, like these things that you need to have with you to create sustenance while you're traveling, you know, and then some space over here is like all of like tech, because tech still exists even on a floating island. You know, there's a place where all like the clothiers and, you know, all of them all kind of exist. And so it is, you do have the ability to discern which direction you'd like to go, but which direction would you like to go? What are you guys trying to work on first?
Well, we need to find someone to uncork this file we got. I will probably add that after months of straight binging casino alcohol drinks, that like vegetables are probably looking pretty appetizing at this point.
Indeed. Yes. As you guys look around, so I'll assume that you guys are heading towards the tech district in OA. Yes. Okay, I will probably, because it is a lot. So there are, in the way that I have imagined Orbital Blues, in this particular sector, there are 3 security groups, and they kind of extend sometimes outside of the reach of this area as well. But there are 3, and it's very clear. There's no guessing with these. We have the Ministry, and Fishy, I had chosen this name before you sent me your list, so they are the Daft Protocol, and then and then we have the Next Watch Assembly, the NWA. And I'm going to out some of this, but I will also put this in chat so you guys can read it. But the Ministry they're kind of the no good ones, unfortunately. They are an authoritarian security conglomerate that claims to protect stability, but they quietly, and sometimes not so quietly, consolidate power across every sector that they enter.
They're all about the New World Order.
Publicly, they enforce order through surveillance grids and rapid response units, but privately, they engineer crisis just to justify expanding their jurisdiction. So they'll create a problem just so they can go there and say, look, we fixed the problem. The officers within this security group, they tend to operate with immunity, things that like other people could never do. They somehow seem to continue to get away. They will rewrite incident reports to anyone who questions them. Wherever the Ministry establishes true control, freedom diminishes. This is not, obedience unfortunately becomes indistinguishable from safety, which is all too real. These are the bounty hunters whose skills made them sick with greed and power. They became the mercenaries that are less and kill for fun, not kill for life and limb or protection. That's the Ministry, which everyone would know who they are because they are very easy to spot. The Daft Protocol, they are, I swear I had already made this bunny and I just think it's so funny. And they are more along the lines of like neutrality, and they are the android in nature. The Neutral Security Force is composed entirely of advanced androids designed to analyze conflict without emotional bias or political like allegiance. They are able to process battlefield data or like faction data simultaneously, but this also allows them to understand motives, grievances, strategic like strategy, you know, pressures on both sides of the war. So there's more of an understanding, like I can see why they would say this, but I can also see why they would say this. Rather than seeking victory for one party, they only participate or are only used typically when they're trying to prevent worldwide devastation, major civilian harm, or someone violates the agreed upon rules of engagement, because those to a lot of combatants, they see cold, but their restraint and consistency have earned them a rare reputation. Alongside one of them, you know you are in good company. And then we have the Nexus Watch Assembly, which is the NWA. and they are good. They are as good as a security force can be. Ultimately, they are a peace-seeking force built on diplomacy first, always exhausting negotiation, mediation, de-escalation techniques, and their presence typically is like calming and measured. They tend to provide relief supplies, conflict resolutions, instead of drawing weapons, how kind of like they're tasked to it. They do train rigorously for combat, but it is a last resort. They engage when lives are in immediate danger and no other path remains. However, when they do act, it's swift, it's precise, it's proportionate. It is not aimed at domination, but at restoring peace as quickly as possible. These guys are what Calypso says they've got. they are far more few and far between given the circumstances of this world that you guys live in. Sometimes it's a lot harder to find the good than it is to lean into the bad. And so those are the security forces, and you kind of see them all littered throughout here. I would say you see significantly less NWA members. I just want to keep saying that now. But you see Ministry, you see the Dash Protocol. These are pretty common, especially in a world like this where it is constant change. People are constantly traveling and moving and growing and doing just the same. They are also like any other type of group, always looking to recruit. And some people are looking for a way out, of where they're at. Some people are looking for a way in to be the terrible people they've always dreamed of being. So that is what you have here. But you guys are able to discern the tech district. It's not that far away. However, Z and Rose, you are walking, and as you're walking, kind of in what I would consider this straight way, kind of like a larger pathway that it's full of people, but in the center of this pathway, and people are kind of crowded around it, is what I would consider a giant bulletin board of sorts, but it's square, so it's all the same bulletin board on all four sides.
It's a big cube.
Ultimately, Lizzie, you see several people looking at, essentially, these are wanted posters. And it's not like wanted dead or alive. This is like wanted for 250, 100 creds. This is a bounty board. And you definitely are noticing that while you may not see the leader of a powerful corpo, you definitely see some of those interim goons that you are very familiar with. Rose, you see a version of yourself, and this one actually is like information on this being, and it's a picture of Thorn for you. Jason, with Deacon kind of coming up the back end here, you are seeing obviously these posters for folks like El Gato. You see posters for Abilene Wanted. You even see a couple for yourself. You're also there. Yeah. Good call.
I'll get in here and post that these particular ones are taken.
These are done.
So they're not like paper or anything like that. They're like digital.
No, yeah, they're digital. Like the way I had described them before was like very much of like the wanted posters from Harry Potter. Like it's like movement, like a GIF almost of like somebody like moving, and it's like wanted for information and name unknown, and it's like a picture of Thorn. For Lizzie, it's like, I haven't got this far, but it's Rook's like left-hand man and like the guy below him and and you're seeing all these people, and then Deacon definitely very familiar with El Gato and Abilene.
I'm going to just go ahead and say very much not in person. Like this is definitely, it's like her hand was suddenly possessed, and she just punched the screen where she was, and I rolled a 13 on it.
Perfect. You absolutely do this, and it just sizzles out, and everybody kind of jumps back, kind of staring at you.
Deacon starts whistling and starts inspecting something in a stand nearby. It's very close.
And I also think that's probably losing temper, so I went ahead and put a blues. But it if either of you, like if Lizzie like turns to her, you won't see any recognition that she's done. It's actually kind of like looking now at the board as though like, well, like a bird flew into it or something like that. She's very, she's like, oh, someone or something, that kind of stuff.
Trying to rationalize it herself, like
Yeah,
like Lizzie will kind of clock that and like begin to like turn rows away from before anyone can like point things out, and will also, there's a slight grimace on her face when she saw the different wanted posters, but it just like quickly melts away and says, so we have a person to catch. I'd like to be off planet as soon as possible.
Sounds good to me.
some
Part
fruit
of his
stuff, right?
little, we can get some fruit. Part of Deacon's little show of overanalyzing whatever he was looking at, but he's also scanning to see if like there's maybe any types trailing us.
Oh, they're absolutely. As soon as those sparks flew and everybody kind of jumped back. I mean, we're in a crowd. This isn't like, we're not, I won't call it like Times Square, but we're definitely in a crowd big enough where people are kind of like jolted by the fact that somebody just like punched the wanted board screen, like the bulletin board screen, there's like a pair, what I would consider a pair from the ministry that kind of have like taken notice. Despite them being ruthless, they're not always reckless. So these two don't necessarily do anything, but they do take note easily.
You got eyes on us, Lizzie. We best get moving.
There is just like this look of like, gotta be kidding me. And then, she just starts moving. Oh, I was just gonna ask, do we know of like a location to go like ask around or?
Yes, so that is where you're heading. I would consider like the tech district, the direction you guys are heading. As you get there, I would say you are able to find, you are trailed, like definitely like tailed all the way there, but as soon as you like go to make this turn into tech, they're like, oh, and they don't really give it a ton of thought. In fact, they actually like start like harassing like one of the merchants there, start harassing the owner there, who's like, offering them, you want to try this bread, like it's the best bread, like blah blah blah, it's a sourdough starter. I'm just kidding. And
it probably has pretty solid sourdough,
right? And so they're like, get that out of my face, they're just being like dicks. They're real good at that. And then you guys kind of like duck into what I would like an offshoot, basically like in like the more tech side of things. And you have as you guys kind of go in this like tributary, like you have on the side of you, there's like a whole bunch of them in front of you. As you guys kind of scan up there to the left, it's like it would say it's just like histories, oddities, and iniquity. But yes, it has the idea that this might be the place that is able to help you.
We could try here.
good place as any.
Perfect.
Going inside, like, what do we see?
Yeah, so when you walk in, you actually should see a shopkeep. He is an older man that he has he's bald in the center with like gray hair, but it's like long. It's like he has the split going on really, and he has a nice long like gray beard and he's wearing what looks like purple robes, and he's just kind of fiddling. He has his glasses like on top of his head, kind of fiddling with some things, and there's a small like 2 or 3 people also kind of perusing in this little like shop. But as you guys like go in, you see that like there is something that's like that says like VHS, but this time it's like actually a VHS tape. Like this is not what we'll have decided to call a VHS. This is, you see actually the technical and correct terms for a lot of old, very old world things. Cassette tapes, VHSs, a laser pointer. Everyone thinks it's so cool. Like there's it's just, and then you have like a section where is like old books. There's like worn and tattered versions. Like there's Herman Melville's like Moby Dick. You're on all of these like older classic texts, and they're just worn down. Some of these are really old. You have like a group of encyclopedias. Most people don't even know what those are.
I'd read before the internet.
But yeah, you guys are here, and he's just kind of fiddling around, and he's kind of talking to other people as he goes around. He just kind of looks like he's like straightening things up, but also like it almost feels like it is like communal or relationship wise. Like he's going through and pulling out like these pieces that maybe have a little bit of dust on them, cleaning them off, flipping through them, and kind of gets a chuckle after he reads a paragraph out of a book, closes it, sets it down, and then he goes and he's like, it's the idea that tech necessarily doesn't always mean cutting edge. It's the idea that tech also means like this information and this history that we have, we should try to treasure it, that it's not always the best, the next, the biggest. So that's kind of what this is. And don't get me wrong, there's a little corner in his shop that's got like upgrades, AI, you even see like a couple of advertisements for Queen Enterprises. This is like an amalgamation.
Rose has sort of like moved away from both Lizzie and Deacon, and it has gotten really close to this man and seems to just be staring at him with just an unreadable expression, and just kind of like follows him as he moves, never says anything.
And you look up and he kind of like, won't say startled by you necessarily, but kind of like is like, hello there.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
She looks this way and she looks that. Could you put the glasses on?
And he's like, of course, dear. And puts them on and is like...
And she just beams, just like lost in some thought. And like her cheeks actually, it's not like a blush, like, flustered. It's more of just a warmth of a feeling, like connecting to something that is ephemeral.
Dear, are you okay?
Yes, quite well. We were actually quite interested. We heard that your business is quite good at technical matters. We have a file that is quite difficult to get into and, do it too many wrong times and poof, it's gone. Would you be able to help us with that?
Well, of course. My rate is, it's been a while since anyone has asked me to do anything like this. My rate is $5 an hour. And he kind of... Do you hand it to him?
Yes, I'm handing him, like, if at all we were able to make multiple copies.
Yeah, absolutely. USB
so,
drives still exist.
Yeah.
Actually, the way we're going, we're probably using zip drive.
Right. And as he kind of looks at it, he kind of like looks at Rose and is like, would you like to help?
Yes, absolutely. I would love to. What can I do?
And he kind of pauses for a second and looks at Deacon and is like, you have a friendly face.
I've not heard that often, but thank you.
Could you two perhaps lend this store while I do this? This is going to take me a minute, maybe an hour at most. Do we agree upon said payment?
Is that something we would be able to afford? I'm hoping
I
so.
Can you? You get to decide. Can you? Do you want to pay him?
Yeah, I think that it's a little reckless on her front. Kitty, what are you doing?
I know.
Hold on.
You're good.
The void cat got caught in my sweater. I think like she's gonna do something a little bit reckless and pull out a chip card basically that is one of her alias bank accounts.
Got it.
That she hasn't touched in a very long time because the last time she did it, big problems happened. It has been tracked in the past, but she feels like it's probably been enough time. We're just gonna go for it.
They've lost interest. Gotcha. And he's like, oh, but of course when it's done, and he like looks at Deacon and is like, please direct all questions to me should they have any, but just stay here for give me 10 minutes at the very least.
So nobody leaves, right?
Nobody should.
Okay, I'll make sure. And she walks over to the door and leans against it, and you can actually kind of hear the door creak when she does.
Please enjoy your shopping experience.
Right. You can never leave.
This is a rescue.
Right. Fantastic. This old sweet man goes to the back, kind of, not ironically, you hear some tinking. Makes no sense. Should you hear a hammer? No, but do you? Yes. And he said, he comes out and it ends up being about 15 minutes. In this 15 minutes, Rose, how many people tried to leave?
I think probably about 2 or 3, and then they got the message. Rose is not being aggressive, though. She's very, very sweet. She's just, I really think you should stay in here. He's going to be out very soon. He's very, very smart. He's a very, very kind person. He will probably keep you safe and wanted and teach you all kinds of things. Please go back and look at that. I've never seen. What is that thing? That thing looks amazing. And very, just kind of like pushes them back in a way that it's very cordial, but it is undeniable.
Well, anyone asks Deacon a question about anything, he's just making shit up.
Perfect. It's just, I don't know this.
That there's his exit plan. Oh yeah, got everything you need.
Perfect.
It's my chain winger.
Right? And as he comes back out, you kind of have like crowded by the door a bit, even though they're looking at other things. And he's like, turns to Rose and is like, you can let them leave. There's no
Okay.
reason.
He opens the door. Hey, he says to go.
No, not go. Just thank you. Thank you. And he looks at Rose. Thank you.
She
And-
smiles brightly, like she's been given an A+ and a sticker that smells like banana if you scratch it.
Yes, perfect. And he said, well, this was a toughie, and hands this like chip or this USB to Lizzie or whatever. And he said, here's the extracted file, and he turns around and hands you another one that is from him. He's like, I didn't read what was on it, I just got in. And he's like, because of its difficulty, that will actually be 7.
How about 17 because of the difficulty and your sign?
And his eyes lit up like you just made his day. And he said, that's a deal. And he's like, he's like, can I have payment before you change your mind?
And
He gets nice get like Zed and seen 17 credits in like 9 months.
Right.
pays it, hands a card that is Delilah Dellencourt, and just says, have anything else that is quite that we might be interested in, do feel free to call that number.
Oh, perfect. And he kind of leans into Lizzie and is like, I'm not sure why I feel this way, but I think you should take good care of that one. And points at Rose. Deacon, do you still have your hat on?
He probably would have taken it off when he went inside.
When it went inside, perfect. And this is like, again, like I said, a frail older man then says, I knew I recognized your face, and kind of looks at Deacon and is like, I've seen you before.
Well, perhaps you're thinking of someone who just looks a lot like me. Very few people run into me twice.
He said, I believe that, and maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. And he kind of walks over, kind of runs the card at like through the credit machine, and is like, he looks at Deacon as he's talking and is like, well, I'll just warn you now, there are 3 ministry outside the door. I won't say they're waiting on you, but they haven't left since you walked in.
Do you have a back door?
Indeed, I do. And he looks at Rose and says, to the back, take a left. There's a door there on the right.
He looks down for a moment, again, just sort of like crowds his face and clasps his hands and says, thank you for done for me. Smiles and leans up and gives him a little kiss on the cheek.
He is warmed so deeply by this, but that he actually, when you give him like the little cheek kiss, that he kind of leans in and gives you a hug that is very familiar to you and to him as well, but he's not recalling those things the way that you are, as
Yeah.
you can tell.
Okay, let's go. Ministry, they're bad people, right?
Oh, I ain't good.
I don't want to trouble him.
On the back of that business card, written in actually handwritten, she says, you're charging your prices too low. Everyone thinks they might be fake if they're charged that low. Increase them.
Great advice. I love that.
I really hate to do this again because I know I've done it a lot today, but I think this might also be another blues check for me, or another blues.
Absolutely, yeah.
Deacon will wait until the other two have already shuffled towards the back before he'll like kind of quietly ask the old man, where is it you think you saw my face?
He said that pocket watch that you're wearing, I imagine that you're fiddling with it, or at least the chain is visible.
Yeah, the chain's usually visible.
Yeah. He goes and takes his finger and kind of picks it up out of your pocket. Is it in your breast pocket or in your back pocket, side pocket? What is it?
It's in the side pocket, and the chain runs around to the back of his belt,
Okay.
sort of off of his hip.
Perfect. Kind of pops it up and he's like, I found something similar to this and sold it to a lovely young woman.
Did you know?
And he just kind of looks you up and down and is like, she put your picture inside. She had me do it.
Well, it's good to know. Much obliged. Puts his hat back, tucks out the back.
Yes.
I think that will probably give me trouble or blues.
Yes. And as soon as you guys all kind of get to the back, and Rose, you grab that door and open it. I'm assuming you're staying in front, correct, Rose? I don't know if I don't want to assume. So you are out the door first. Deacon is pulling up the rear with, let's see what that cat's calls.
The Toby show.
I know, it said, ah! And as soon as Deacon hears that click, kind of hear a scuffle inside. And you just hear the old man going, they left already. I haven't seen them in a while. And these guys are like the guys that they just kind of go through and finger, like, pull off, knock things off of the shelf, like... They're just not very nice.
I feel like their body cams fail at convenient moments.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you can kind of hear them, like, not necessarily like throwing and thrashing things, but you can hear them pushing things off of shelves. And, you know, one of them is like, oh, but a pretty mirror, it'd be a shame if something happened to it, and like breaks it. Like, you know, 7 years bad luck for that guy. But. But does it anyways. They're not being.
Big Red finds out they've been messing with Green's favorite new dude.
Right.
Good that I was the first one out.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I gotta make sure that she gets out. Okay, and you guys are out, and you are still in this little tech district, but it's just a little bit of a longer way to kind of get back to like that main corridor road. And so I'm assuming you guys are going to make your way there.
Yeah, trying to watch for, you know, tails and things like that.
Absolutely. Currently, you don't have any.
I think we gave him a slip.
Right. And you guys make it to the Warthog. As you walk in, Nova has like absolutely some rockabilly music just kind of blaring throughout. Like he recognized early on that she wasn't going to shove her tastes and choices down everyone else's throat, but when nobody's there, no one can stop her. So
Legendary Shrimp Shack Shakers are playing.
yeah, like yes. And you're greeted by Timon. Welcome home. How was that?
Eventful.
Oh,
Rose took a real shine to a Radio Shack wizard.
Radio Shack, read that. What's a Radio Shack?
Rose does seem to be like she's like humming to herself, and the whole way back she had her hands behind her back and was kind of like just on the edge of skipping.
I love that. You're like, get it? Like.
Well, Lizzie has the file uncompressed, so we're told.
Perfect. Can't upload it.
And she puts it into her device to upload. She's going to like basically warn Timon just in case. Upload it on like a separate server just in case it's a trap.
Right. I mean, that's good.
Mary's got some Lancer trauma involving a virus.
I have so much trauma.
I know. I'm sorry. I wasn't even trying to tap into that.
First we have Icarus, then we have...
I'm sorry.
You're good. No worries.
I'm gonna assume everyone. Okay, Timon comes across, says, "Everyone to the galley. This is a lot. It's just conversations have to be had together."
Can we get some food? We never did get any fruit while we were there, so.
And you hear Nova kind of pipe up like, "Oh, I got everything that we needed."
That woman,
yes,
right?
Right. So like she's like, so yes, Rose, I have your fruit. It's like in making sure you understood. Like yes, I got you.
Thank you.
You guys all find a spot to sit in the galley, and one of the few working things you have is a larger screen in the galley. Whether most things within the ship can be transmitted to it, and what this is actually Forzy and potentially Rose, maybe Deacon, I don't know. It is at first a bunch of binary code, and when it settles down, and it's like one of those moments where it's just like line after 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 line, and it just keeps going and going, and you feel like this is probably never going to end. And when it does, it opens, and it is what could best be perceived is coding for an algorithm, but it has not only all of that, what would be considered like binary code in front of it, but that once you get to the real code, that underneath that even so more is another file. And this file is what would be considered like a video journal, a video log of a person. And all white. In fact, several people in all white. And it's them kind of talking about the many attempts at getting this algorithm correct, that if it is correct, that it should be the end to all war, that this algorithm is self-sufficient, self-repairing, it's self-tamed. And it goes on. You guys sit kind of like watching episodes of a television show. You're kind of like watching this like track play through, and you can even see the people who are doing this, they like age over time. So this is spanning years, but they are again still all dressed in white every time. One in particular, he identifies himself early on in the series. His name is Vander. He dreams of creating he's like he's a dreamer, he's a visionary, like he sees the world better than it actually is. And you kind of get this feeling that these 5 people created or that were working on this were really genuinely working to make something better. And on top of that, like as the time goes on and they get older, you start seeing circumstances in which someone in that 5 has died. And over time, and then it's like, but they don't replace that person. It's just so if they're at 5 and someone dies, they just stay at, and it's so on and so forth, until all that's left is Vander. And as they keep going, these series, Vander gets a little more disheveled, paranoid, confused, citing that they believe that, that he says, there's someone I feel like that's trying to get me. I'm the last one of us. And he goes, but every time I turn around, there's no one, there's nothing. And I would say for all of you, for Deacon, somehow in all of this, you're not necessarily the tech guy, you're not necessarily the pilot guy, but you remember being told that Calypso was ran by no one. And when kept saying there's no one there, there's no one there, and it just became a repeating theme in videos, especially at the end when he's far more disheveled, looks like he's losing his grips on reality or bearings in general, that you recognize that he kept saying no one.
No one like a proper name.
Correct.
Feel like whatever he was building got out of control.
Timon, of these files, does it show anything that the algorithm could be sentient?
Timon says, give me 1 minute. And a minute almost exactly goes by, and Timon says, well, not necessarily, but I do think from the way that it trades that is a very, very good theory. And he goes, I did find this, however, and brings it up on screen. And it's where there's like cutouts of Xbox, kind of like a bunch of them pop up. You all recognize this outline of a person to be Mackenzie Fleetwood. He says, look familiar?
Fortunately, yes.
Yeah, what does this mean exactly? She is taking control of this thing?
Well, she was part of the beginning.
Knew we should have gone after her.
Well, she can't be one of the original 5. We've seen her. She's not that old.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure about anything.
Last one, this last transmission from Vander comes in. That's actually where we're going to stop.
Material Cliffhanger Beach.
Ah!
Well, shit.
But yeah, okay, friends, that was great. All right, and that's what we're gonna end tonight for sure. Because now you have to come back to see what the last transmission said. See how I did that? Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, playing Orbital Blues and the original story of Fabric of the Universe. I could not have told this story without the incredible players at this table. So players, why don't you tell the audience where they can find you and where you'll be up to next? And I'm going to popcorn it to Fishy Bunny.
Yeah, okay. I am Bishy Bunny. As I have said before, I am a variety streamer. I run games. Next week, I will actually be doing my Cyberpunk Red series live play, A Pound of Flesh and Steel. We've got the Geek Squad is going to be dealing with some bozos run amok. And then the Monster Squad are going to be dealing probably with a whole bunch of, well, at the moment they're dealing with a very, very scary cat. That's about as much as I can say about that. And tomorrow, I am going to be playing Return to Moria with my friend Kira Corvus. We're going to dig deep and greedily and see if we can find ourselves a Balrog. Beyond that, is there anything else I was supposed to say?
I don't think so.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Blue Sky, and you will see. Again, it's just Bishy Bunny. I am Bishy Bunny everywhere. Everywhere bunnies are sold. And I will popcorn. Let's see. Last time I was Lizzie, so this time, and I'm going to keep using your character name, Deacon.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm a Graphical Ronin, also known as Jason. You can find me all over the place. Friday afternoons, I'm in a D&D campaign on Ruinous Paths D&D. Later in the month, I believe it's the 23rd, starting a show on High Shelf Collective with OMG Holly D called Mun D&D, where we almost never play D&D. But it's sort of like volleyball serve rules. One person DMs for a few sessions, then we switch systems and someone else in the cast DMs for the next few sessions, and we just pass it around the table. I'm also on a Good Society series here on Pocket Dragon Pub that premieres Friday nights on Twitch and Mondays on YouTube, called The Secret Ways of Love and Magic, where I play an incredibly rich person who just doesn't have a title, so he's considered not as good as everybody else.
Good.
Well, he's richer than all of them.
The important things in life.
Batman's superpower. I'm rich.
Yeah,
Right?
rich. It's the best superpower ever. And I'll be here on Fabric of the Universe. So take it away, Mary.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary. I've been playing Lizzie. Our pronouns are both she, her. As far as where you can find me online at the Nerd on Wheels, everywhere on social media. Usually where I talk about disability, TTRPGs, and everything in between. Coming up for me, you can catch me on Tuesdays over on Stat Monkey Presents for Rotted Tropics, a Rotted Cape's Second Bite RPG. We are getting close to the release date of our Kickstarter, and if you like superheroes, zombies, and making them kiss, you'll like this game.
I'm in.
We've got a bunch of superheroes just trying to survive in Key West and not get turned into super zombies. But you can
No kiss,
also...
less eat.
Yeah, let's please. You can also catch me at the beginning of April on April 4th, it's beginning of April. Saturday's beginning in April, we are back with season 2 of Fields of the Dead, a Walking Dead RPG actual play. Our leader died, so if you want to see what happens if Rick would have died in The Walking Dead, go tune in to next season, because it's going to be a trip. And of course, any new projects I have posted live on my Blue Sky, so go ahead and check that out. So I've got some fun stuff in pre-production.
Nice. That's awesome. Everybody's so busy. That's amazing. As for me, I have been OMG Holly D, and that is where you can find me everywhere on the internet. Upcoming projects, as far as I have going on, I will tell you I'm doing the Mun D&D with HSC, and I think then shortly after that, I'm hoping to be in another, because I can't get enough. This will be like literally the 4th Orbital Blues campaign I've played. I am hoping to be playing in a reoccurring Orbital Blues campaign. It'll be much later in the year, but I'm looking forward to it as well with at Potato, as Taylor is going to be our GM, and I'm very excited about that. Really, that's it. You can find me here doing this on Sundays at 8 p.m. Playing the original Fabric of Time. Oh, the Fabric of the Universe. You guys have it written down wrong again, and I messed it up. And then you can also find these past episodes, including the pilot episode for this series called Total Eclipse of Your Heart. Of the Heart, which is a little more tongue-in-cheek. With this one I had to propel a story, but the other one I got to have fun with. So then, like Jason said, there's the, oh my gosh, what is it called? The Society. Good Society. There it is. See?
Yeah.
There with Game Master, what's it called, Jason? Tell me what it's called.
The show
Secret
is called
Way?
The Secret Ways of Love and
That's
Magic.
it. Thank you. I couldn't remember for the life of me.
a long
And
one.
it's right. It's 5 strangers stumble into romance and intrigue. In the fantastical world of Cardinal. It sounds really awesome. I have not caught it yet, but I plan on it. And you can also find that pilot episode, To My Dearest with Love, on the Pocket Dragon Pub's YouTube channel. And coming up at PAX East, the Pocket Dragon Pub and Roll Latine will be bringing Power Word Unity to PAX East. This event celebrates BIPOC excellence in gaming and creates a place where BIPOC content creators can network, share ideas, and create spaces that reflects the diversity and creativity within their community. And then also currently taking pitches for FemGM Month at the pub. We love spotlighting FemGMs in March for Women's History Month. Along with the Secret Ways of Love and Magic and the Fabric of the Universe, the Pocket Dragon Pub will welcome guest fem judges every time, GMs from all over the internet. And for more information, be sure to check out Pocket Dragon Pub social media. And I think that is about it. So I just want to say thank you guys again. Have a good night.